Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vulcan Report. This end of day report is for trading on Thursday, February the 9th, 2017. Taking a look at the junior gold miners, ticker GDXJ, you can see that the market did experience a sell off today, some powerful weakness. The question is it going to be able to get above the momentum resistance level that was momentum support? And it's not looking too good right now. I know we're still trading within this overall range here, but this reversal is pretty weak. When you take a look at the weekly chart, you can see we're still in the Kumo cloud, have not broken out of the cloud. In order for this to maintain its bullish outlook on the weekly chart, it needs to close outside of the Kumo cloud tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. So this market still has a chance if it's going to maintain its bullish complexion. If not, then it will probably pull back next week within the Kumo cloud of death. Taking a look here at JNUG. The JNUG today also experienced some pulling back. It's having a hard time besting the $12.90 resistance. A close above the $12.90 resistance would set the stage for further bull run next week. However, the market is also experiencing some weakness here. As you can see, we close below the momentum support. So the market is going to need to at close above momentum support tomorrow. A close above $12 would show a sign of strength and change the overall outlook to a very strong bullish one for next week. Taking a look at JDST. On the JDST side of the tracks, we gathered some momentum today, some strength. A close here, I want to say a close above $14 tomorrow would be a sign of strength and would be able to set the stage for a run toward that $20 for next week. Taking a look at what am I looking at? DGLD. All right, DGLD also showed some strength today. We have a couple of gaps here. So we got one here, we got a major one up here, and then another major one right here. So it looks like it wants to run to 55. So the initial target is $55, and then after that, we'll see if it can get inside the Kumo cloud and make a run for 60. So that's what we'll look at for the DGLD. Let's take a look and see what happened with gold futures today. If you remember what I was saying to you in the gold futures, you remember that I told you that we had some key support levels to take a look at, and we talked about this in the trading room this week. 1229 was an old support, and I said we can't close below that on the daily chart, especially now on the weekly chart. But 1229 is a big deal, and so is 1240. 1240 is key on the weekly chart. You can't close below 1240 on the weekly chart because then that sets up a bearish picture going forward, which means that we topped out and failed at the resistance. So on the daily chart, this needs to close outside of the Kumo cloud and above the momentum trend line. So 1229 is right there where that momentum trend line is. Got to at least close above 1229, and really you want to see a close above 1240. That changes the complexion to a bullish one and sets the stage for a run to 1260 next week. Failure to do this, a close on the weekly chart below 1240, and especially a close on the weekly chart below 1229 is a really big deal and says that the bull run is over and that momentum is shifted from bullish to bearish. So this is where we are. And then that sets the stage for next week to close below 1200. So gold will be in danger of closing below 1200 on the weekly chart if we close below the 1240 and the 1229 momentum lines on this chart. Currently, gold is setting at 1228.90, so it's dangerously close to doing that. Also, the trend line resistance is right here, so which is back above the 1240. So it needs, if it's going to maintain the bullish outlook, it needs to close above 1240. All right, a close below 1240 is bearish and opens the door to dropping below 1200 next week. A close below 1229 is strong bearish momentum. So tomorrow's a big day for gold. Cannot close below 1229 and most definitely should not close below 1240. It can't do it. If it does it, it sets up a bearish outlook for next week. And it means that the 1250 is a major resistance point of a failure for it right now. And we're in danger of falling below this cloud. If we do that, we're going into the 11 handle. We don't want to go into the 1100 handle, but that's exactly where we're going once the central banks smell blood in the water and they smash this thing down next week. So we're at that crossroads. All right. So what's it going to be? I'll tell you, I believe that we have a strong argument for the JDST and the dust and the DGLDs filling those gaps above the market right now going forward. So I see that happening first. And if that happens, then that does put gold into the 1100 handle. So that's what it is, folks. You know, we have to trade what we see. Price pays and nothing else. All right, taking a look at other markets real quick. Taking a look at the NASDAQ 100, which hit a new all-time high today. Looking at the QQQ, it's sitting right there with it. Market's looking very bullish going forward. So I do believe, like I told you, that we've entered into a new phase for the NASDAQ 100. All right, so if you take a look at the NASDAQ 100 futures, all right, you can see here we close above 5,200. So we're setting that stage that we were talking about. So the NASDAQ is showing right now that it wants to start that new bull run. This is the beginning stages of a bull market that will make the 90s look tame. So what does the NASDAQ need to do now? The NASDAQ 100 needs to, first of all, needs to maintain that 5,000 is strong support along with 5,100. So we don't want to see closes below 5,000 for sure enough, and we definitely don't want to really see one below 5,100 on the weekly chart. Okay, this is where we are. All right, the momentum line right now is at 5,096 and 3/4. We do not want to see a close below that as we move forward. A close below that sets the stage for a further pullback down into around the, that'll put us below 5,000. All right, we cannot close below 5,000 on the weekly chart or we're done. All right, we need to have 5,000 be that main support. That's that psychological support, key support for the NASDAQ. Consecutive closes below 5,000 means that the bull run is over and we start a ferocious bear market, and you don't want that. You don't want that, people. You want this economy to get up and running, and the only way to do that is for the stock market to get up and running. Doesn't have to make sense. It just is what it is. All right, taking a look now at bonds. Let's see what the bond futures look like today. Bond futures staying above that 152 is bullish. Wants to make a run, like I said. 159 is in play right now, especially if it can close above this 154 level. So we're still watching bonds moving forward to see what's going to happen. Here's TLT. Pretty much the same story on the TLT. Looks like 127 is still in play, especially if we can get a close above the 123 level. So we're watching these bonds closely, very, very closely. Taking a look at crude oil futures right now. Crude oil is still in that oscillation. Notice how it got all the way down here on the weekly chart to 51 and a quarter. Now we're hitting there at 53, right above the momentum support line, which is what you're going to need moving forward, even though we're elongated and consolidated for several weeks. Still, I think 55 is in play. 55 is going to be that new support. If the bull run's really going to get running and we're going to see 60 and back to 100, 55 has to be support. All right, so still got a lot to show improving oil. We don't know. The jury's still out on that one. So do yourself a favor. Come on over to postwavetrading.com. Learn how to trade and navigate these waters that is the stock market. Learn how to provide a substantial income for you and your family. And learn how to hedge your physical portfolio. What better way to do that than to come and join postwavetrading.com, where you can get signed up and registered for the Learning Academy, where you can learn all about the nuances of these markets, things that you will not learn in Wharton Business School or Harvard or Yale or any other Ivy League school for that matter. Trust and believe. This is what you need if you are going to make money in the markets. Postwavetrading.com. You need the post-wave price triggers. You need to be able to compete with the algorithmic forces that is the market. Put the algorithms in your favor. Put the power in your favor. Don't be beholden to the central banks. Postwavetrading.com. Remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. Peace. Right now, I know we're still trading within this overall range here, but this reversal is pretty weak. When you take a look at the weekly chart, you can see we're. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vulcan Report. This end of day report is for trading on Thursday, February the 9th, 2017. Taking a look at the junior gold, still in the Kumo cloud, have not broken out of the cloud. In order for this to maintain its bullish outlook on the weekly chart, it needs to close outside of the Kumo cloud tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. Gold miners, ticker GDXJ. You can see that the market did experience a sell-off today, some powerful weakness. The question is it going to be able to get above the momentum resistance level that was momentum support? And it's not looking too good.